Hiya guys, back to our YouTube channel. Thanks for your great support. Kituo cha NTV kimeweza kuwa invaded baada ya kuweza kuexpose ni nani aliweza kumuua huyu city lawyer Kialo Mbobu, na walikuwa wametumwa na nani, na ni kwa nini walikuwa wanamuua. So now nilikwambia guys, chochote ambacho William Ruto atakuwa anafanya kwa siri ndani ya hii government yake, asisahau ya kwamba pia Wakenya wako na maspai pale ndani na wanawak na serikali ya President William Samoei Arap Ruto. Na chochote ambacho anajaribu kukifanya lazima tutakuwa tunajua in less than 24 hours. I can tell you. Mambo yameanza kuboil kwa hii serikali ya William Samoei Arap Ruto, na usisahau pia yale mambo ambayo yameweza kufanyika upande wa Nepal yanapeana President William Ruto pia wasiwasi. Imeanza kusababisha William Ruto kuanza kufanya right things, but now ameanza kufanya right things in late hours. Unaona watu wangu, in late hours. Na niko na kuwekea mambo ambayo yamekuwa yakifanyika upande wa Nepal, ambayo yamepeana William Ruto tumbo joto kwamba Wakenya pia wanaenda kuiga hiyo mfano. And today sina stima, but ni lazima uweze kupata ujumbe. Kabla tusikize NTV wameweza kuexpose na walitumwa na kina nani kuweza kumuangamiza. Unaona watu wangu, na ni kwa sababu ya nini? You are going to be shocked and show my like video. Na nasema thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Nasema asanteni zaidi. Kitu ya kwanza, Kenyatta's family wamejaribu kuspeak again after huyu Kialo Mbobu kuweza kuuawa. You see, walikuwa wamezungumza kabla huyu jamaa aweze kuuawa. Na baada ya kumuua huyu jamaa tena amekuja kuspeak kwamba huyu jamaa ndo alikuwa anasimamia ile kesi. So amebeba kila kitu na wameamua kummalizia, na hakuna place watapata tena evidences kwamba hawa judges walikuwa wamebraibiwa ili watupe hii kesi. Sijui kama tunapatana watu wangu. Sikiza kwanza kisha tuangalie NTV wamefanya hiyo video aje na ndo wanakuwa invaded. Sikiza kwanza.
My name is Captain Kongo Muigai. I'm the chairman of the Kenya Cultural Center, and I'm also the patron of the National Council of Elders. Today, I speak with a very, very heavy heart. I had given a press conference on Saturday about my case that is ongoing involving my companies, Bejo Amalgamated Limited versus Kenya Commercial Bank. And I had narrated how Kenya Commercial Bank sold our property valued at 3.5 billion. They sold it for 70 million. And they have never given us accounts up to today. I said the person who bought the farm, his name is Kamlesh Rahul, he bought the farm at 70 million in 2007, and the next year he sold it to the Shah community for 3.5 billion. And this is the money that has been used to bribe judges of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and the High Court over the years, and also to bribe officials of Kenya Commercial Bank so as to sell our property at a throwaway price. During my press conference, I mentioned that my lead lawyer in this case is Professor Bob Chalo. And it is with a very heavy heart that I learned yesterday in the evening, another of the lawyers who is also acting for me called me and informed me that Advocate Bob Chalo had been shot somewhere in Langata. It came as a big shock to me. Advocate Chalo is a humble man, very humble, very affable. Somebody who is soft-spoken, never had him shout at any, and never seen him argue with anybody. And it's a despicable act to kill a man like that. I don't know who killed him or why. I cannot pretend to know that. But what I can state is, in my statement, I had said Bob Chalo is my lawyer. And indeed, Bob Chalo was one of my witnesses who was going to give evidence about how various judges have been bribed with a lot of money. And he was also the custodian of very, very crucial evidence. He was holding 4 affidavits from our witnesses who either participated or were privy to the giving of bribes to the judges. He was also a custodian of 2 audio recordings, which were actually recorded when these judges were being bribed. It's a sad day, indeed a very sad day for this country, that we can lose somebody of the caliber of Bob Chalo. He was a professor in law. I will not blame anybody because I really don't have an idea who killed him. But I have accused a cartel made up of the Shah community, Kenya Commercial Bank, and various judges in the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal and the High Court, that they conspired. I can call it a criminal gang. They conspired and they committed serious crimes. This was one of the men who was driving this case together with the evidence. Today, I reported to the DCI, Director of Criminal Investigations. Because I cannot access his office, they told me it's now a crime scene. I cannot access his home. So I reported to the DCI that these documents and this evidence was in the possession of the lawyer. So I have requested him. I have requested the DCI that whatever they recover in the process of the investigation, to give me an opportunity, because the evidence, my evidence, the lawyer put it in an A4 envelope. We sealed it together and he wrote my name on top of it. So I described the parcel to the DCI and I asked them if they come across such a package to please contact me so I can go and identify it. First of all, I want to send my condolences together with my family. Advocate Bob Chalo, we are related by marriage very closely. So he was my lawyer and he was also family. And I am saddened, and I said my family and my condolences to his family. We of course visit them. But I'll say this. This was a young man with young children. If that criminal organization that I have named is associated with his death in whichever way, I'll pray to the living God that he pays them blow by blow so that they don't find peace. Neither do their children or grandchildren find peace. office, because I think it is the depth of evil to kill somebody because of monetary gain. I'm not saying I know who killed him. I'm just saying I had just exposed a criminal gang, and I had said this is the lawyer who is leading this matter. So I feel it might be connected, but I'll leave the rest to the police. I've already reported to the police my connection with him, so I'll leave it to the police, and we'll give them time to investigate and tell us the truth. I hope, well, my case will not stop. You see, my case, killing that lawyer does not help anybody, because my case is one. There is no consent judgment, right? It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't, even me, they can kill me. But unless they can produce that judgment, which they rely on, which they even quote today, in their reply today, the judiciary spokesman, Mr. Demo, is saying there is a judgment entered on the 4th of May 1992 in the High Court case number 1219 of 1992. So if that judgment is not found, it doesn't matter who they kill, they're not going to get out of that trap. But all the said and done, my case, my allegations against the bank, Kenya Commercial Bank, the judiciary, the 11 judges, 5 judges from the Supreme Court and 6 judges from the Court of Appeal, and the Shah community still stands. I still stand by those allegations. I have seen a statement by the spokesman of the judiciary, somebody called Demo. And it is flabbergasting, because he says they deny every allegation I have made. They deny every allegation I have made. And he goes to explain what happened. And once again, he talks about a consent judgment dated 4th of May, 1992, in High Court Civil Case number 1219 of 1992. He says that is a consent judgment that made them sell my farm. And that is a consent judgment that settled this matter. And once again, I am asking the judiciary, and I'm asking Kenyans to support me on this. Let them produce that judgment. I am challenging the judiciary. They have written clearly in their statement by their spokesman that we entered into a consent judgment, which settled all these issues. So I'm challenging them, as I have done over the last 30 years. Produce this judgment, produce this consent judgment. What is so difficult? This is a physical document. I have said the judge who was supposed to have recorded it, Justice Erastus Githinji, he has written a ruling, an official ruling saying there is no judgment like that. The police have investigated and said there is no judgment like that. The registrar of the High Court has written and said there is no judgment like that. The Law Society of Kenya has written and said the lawyer who is purported to be my lawyer, Mr. Menye, did not have a practicing certificate on that day of that judgment. So it is obvious there is no judgment. But even today, in the statement that they have issued today, they are still talking about a consent judgment which does not exist. So I will not cease, I will not stop until they produce that judgment to silence me.
Unaona watu wangu, huyo ni Kenyatta's family, Captain Muigai. And now NTV wakajaribu kuexpose the truth kwa upana zaidi. Sikiza.
Questions are emerging over the connection between a viral video that has been circulating on social media since early this week and the murder of city-based lawyer Chalo Mbobu last evening. In the video, retired Kungu Muigai, a cousin of retired President Uhuru Kenyatta, reveals that he was once represented by Mbobu in a decades-long legal dispute against a local bank, which he is accusing of impropriety in collusion with certain judges. Officers from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, say they have recovered crucial evidence from Magadi Road where Mbobu was killed. David Mudhoka starts us off with the mysterious murder of the lawyer.
A day after lawyer Chalo Mbobu was shot dead by assailants on a motorcycle at a diversion along Magadi Road in Karen, Nairobi, investigations have gathered pace to establish those responsible and the motive behind the killing. Throughout the day, detectives from the DCI are said to have reviewed CCTV cameras near this area, analyzing the movements of Mbobu's attackers before and after carrying out the murder.
Mimi nilikuwa huko nyuma. Mimi nilikuwa nafanya shughuli zangu, kazi, whatever vitu kama hizo. Then mwendo wa saa 11 unusu ama saa 12 hivi nikasikia mlio tu ya mara mbili hivi. So mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa nafikiria ni exhaust ya pikipiki. Siku hizi wanatengeneza hiyo design.
The police are also reported to have searched Mbobu's vehicle, now under heavy guard at Nairobi Area Police Station, as they look for 5 spent cartridges and any other crucial evidence. However, it remains unclear whether detectives have also begun probing a video that emerged online just hours before Mbobu met his death.
I came to find out later through
the 15-minute video features retired Captain Kungu Muigai, a cousin to retired President Uhuru Kenyatta, naming Mbobu as one of the lawyers who once represented him in a case against a local bank, which he claims grabbed their family land in collusion with certain judges. In the video, Muigai insists that he not only possesses solid evidence to prove the judges took millions in bribes, but also has witnesses.
Again, we went to court and I was represented by Professor Bob Chalo, who is a renowned lawyer. And when we went to court, he categorically stated, we are here, we want that judgment produced before court.
The judiciary, through its spokesperson Paul Ndemo, this morning issued a strong rebuttal to Muigai's allegations, stating no competent forum has ever found evidence of wrongdoing or corruption, and Muigai has not produced credible proof to substantiate his claims, purporting to bring evidence after a number of the judges have long retired and others deceased. It is not only ridiculous, but reeks of bad faith, malice, and a camouflaged agenda. The senior counsel Bar believes police must investigate whether there is a link between Muigai's claims and the murder of Mbobu, stating the SCB notes that on the same day that Mbobu was murdered, a post appeared on social media in which one Captain retired Kungu is captured complaining about a 33-year-old case of his in which the late Mbobu was at some point his advocate. Is it a coincidence that he's then gunned down on the same day? Calls for speedy and thorough investigations have come from the Law Society of Kenya, which stated, "We are apprehensive that this has all markings of a predetermined assassination." The DCI has pledged to unravel the mystery surrounding Mbobu's murder, saying, and I quote, "The DCI is committed to ensuring that the perpetrators of this heinous act are brought to justice." This, as the Directorate revealed that it has collected critical evidence from the scene of crime that is essential to the investigations. Lawyer Chalo Mbobu's final journey was along this Magadi Road, as just a few meters from here is where unknown assailants on a motorbike shot him 5 times, killing him on the spot. All eyes now are on the detectives investigating this case to solve his murder puzzle.
Sana kwa jina naitwa James Maluki. Mimi ni ndugu mdogo wa wakili Chalo Mbobu, yule ambaye jana aliuawa Nairobi na wahuni, na mimi pia ni wakili, ninafanya kazi Nairobi, na leo nimesafiri mpaka mashinani hapa kijiji cha Mayiani. Mayiani iko Mukaa sub-county, Makueni County. Huku ndiko wakili Chalo Mbobu alizaliwa na akasomea Nairobi na akaendelea mpaka chuo cha UON, University of Nairobi, akasomea sheria. Wakili senior ambaye amefanya kazi miaka kama 37, na ni wakili ambaye alikuwa na ukakamavu wa kazi, wakili ambaye alikuwa mtu wa kutumainiwa, wakili ambaye alifuata sheria zote ambazo zimewekwa za mawakili za kufanya kazi, na alikuwa mtu ambaye amefanya kazi nyingi. Mbali na uwakili, Chalo Mbobu amekuwa pia ni lecturer wa University of Nairobi. Chalo Mbobu ameandika kitabu cha The Law of Evidence. Chalo Mbobu amesomesha Kenya School of Law. Chalo Mbobu alikuwa chairman wa Political Parties Tribunal, na amefanya mambo mengi kama wakili. He is also a leading arbitrator, na amekuwa akifanya alternative dispute resolutions kwa muda mrefu. Na sasa kile tunasema, kile kimefanyika jana ni jambo la kuhuzunisha sana. Wakili ambaye anafanya kazi yake na mtu ambaye ni wa kutumainiwa namna hiyo nimetaja, kuuawa na wahuni sio jambo zuri, na yetu ni kuappeal kwa serikali hiyo jambo iangaliwe sana, ichunguzwe, kwa sababu tunahitaji kuwa na freedom of movement. Tunahitajika as professionals, we need to do our work without fear of intimidation, without fear. We don't have to look over our shoulders to see who could be pursuing us, particularly when we are doing sensitive cases or we are involved in our professional work. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali ichunguze hiyo jambo, iangalie kabisa, na hao wahuni watiwa baroni, na hiyo jambo la aina hiyo likomeshwe. Kwa hivyo ni kusema yetu ni appeal kwa serikali, na ni appeal hii maneno iangaliwe, kwa sababu sasa itakuwa ngumu sana professionals kufanya kazi tukiwa na misukosuko ya aina hiyo, kukiwa ati unaweza kuuawa kwa sababu ya vile umetenda kazi. Asanteni sana. Huku ni vile nilivyosema, wakili Chalo alizaliwa huku. Mama yetu ni mzee sana, na alipopata ile ripoti ama habari ya taarifa kuhusu kifo, Chalo is our second born brother, third in the family, and I follow him in that line. Initially we were 12 in number. It was a large family. Some of us have rested, they have gone to be the Lord, and the rest are involved in various activities. Tukijenga hii nchi ya Kenya kwa sababu sisi ni patriots. Kwa hii familia, vile nimesema, we are 2 lawyers. We have bankers, we have people in various professions. Na tumekuwa tukiishi vizuri kama familia, tukiwa tunatia bidii. Sasa mpaka tumeshtuliwa na hiyo ambayo ilitendeka jana.